Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all.
The people voted for major government reform.
Elon Musk has left the White House. Having taken his chainsaw to the US Capitol, what did he actually achieve?
Just something we've got to fix.
Did he deliver the war on waste Americans were promised? And what, if anything, was in it for him? Musk's Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, made big promises. Conservatives like Mike Gonzalez were delighted.
In the case of Elon Musk, this guy is what we used to call a wunderkind, a very high IQ individual who has succeeded, really succeeded in many different areas. So I think that to use his very high intelligence and his willingness to help his country, his patriotism in a sense, to channel that into this one area that we really need help with, I think is brilliant.
Doge. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
This noise that Mr. Trump is generating, there's something happening under that noise.
Take defense spending. No one doubts that in the corridors of the Pentagon there were huge savings to be found. A man like Rob Storch was a natural Elon Musk ally. As Inspector General, it was his job to identify waste, and he found billions of dollars of it.
We identified approximately $10.8 billion in monetary savings for the Department of Defense. I believe the total amount saved by Inspectors General exceeds $100 billion every year.
Over at the Department of Interior, his counterpart, Inspector General Mark Greenblatt, was making big savings too.
Well, when the presidents first started talking about the Department of Government Efficiency, which we call Doge here, when he first started talking about it, and Elon Musk was being bandied about, and there was all this sort of hubbub, I was actually excited. I was the chair of the Council of Inspectors General at the time, and I said, well, these are going to be good allies for us in the fight against waste, fraud, and abuse. This is a good thing for us and for America. But their mission has turned out to be very, very different.
Different because, despite saving the taxpayer huge amounts of money, President Trump fired Rob Storch, Mark Greenblatt, and at least 15 of their waste-watching counterparts at other agencies.
Obviously, after 37 and a half years in the federal government, that's not the way I wanted my career to end. I think what happened is a big loss.
It seems like for Doge, it's not improving government efficiency, it's just cutting government, which is a different goal.
So how successful has Mr. Musk been in his cost-cutting goal? Just listen to how his promises have changed over time.
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
That we can actually find $1 trillion in savings. Thank you.
$150 billion. Think of that.
Yeah. It's 160 now.
Yeah, 160.
And at what potential cost has this come to Washington's system of checks and balances? Here's the former head of the US Office of Government Ethics.
The gutting of agencies and personnel with decades of experience and expertise, it really takes us back almost to the 19th century. The legal system that we have in place to govern against conflicts was one of the many ethical reforms that took place in the wake of the Watergate scandal in the 1970s. It takes effort on the part of the government officials involved, and it takes a certain amount of goodwill and norms of behavior, which the Trump administration in both its first iteration and in the first 90-plus days of this administration tends to ignore.
With such privileged access and power, could Musk really disentangle his business interests? His supporters say he's a patriot, not a profiteer. Take Tesla. Despite money can't buy advertising from his boss, the carmaker's performance has hardly been stellar.
If he were honoring both the letter and the spirit of the law, then he would recuse himself from any official activities that in any way could benefit his professional interests, whether it's Starlink Starlink, whether it's Tesla, or whether it's SpaceX. So while he's serving, that's a tremendous concern.
Starlink is Elon Musk's satellite internet business, connecting hard-to-reach places around the world. And some in Washington say it's a prime example of where his business interests conflicted with his government role. Why, for example, did the Trump administration make cuts to a multi-billion-dollar project to provide broadband to some of America's most rural communities, including big Trump-supporting areas? The man who ran it is deeply skeptical about their reasoning.
After the confirmation of Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, we received instruction that we were to rewrite the program rules, which rewrite is still occurring, to increase the amount of satellite usage and decrease the amount of fiber optic connectivity. The practical outcome of the changes that the new administration has pushed forward will be that more people will get worse connections and more money will be pushed toward Elon Musk's Starlink program. This certainly appears improper.
America did vote for change in Washington. But with Doge's figurehead now leaving the building, its achievements unclear, and with no let-up in opposition from the courts, Democrats and sacked federal workers, has the president got the stomach to finish Elon Musk's job?